The show by Lauderdale, Jones, Scott, and Smith, Winston, Leak, you better act right. Don't drive slow and be wild at night, 'cause you need to know that if you do, that Scotty Ray is watching you. He's everywhere, he's everywhere. That man is faster than a scalded cat. If you do something dumb, then you better run with haste. Scotty Ray's at a wreck before it ever takes place.
Welcome back. I'm your friend Scotty Ray, along with Odie, as we begin Friday. The weekend is here.
Man, here we are. It's Friday snuck up on us again this week. It's just, boom, here it is.
Wow, man. Weekend, we're getting ready for a big time downtown Meridian. We cut the cameras to Greg, who's holding this young lady back. She's been wanting to talk all morning.
I know.
She's got 2 cups over there, one full of coffee.
She said unleaded and regular. I don't know what she was talking about.
I'm getting ready for the day. We have a long day ahead.
Now, 6 p.m. is when it will all begin downtown Meridian as we get ready for opening ceremonies.
5 p.m.
What happens at 5?
5, we have live music starting with Jack S'more at 5. And then we'll have vendors down there and our Shire horse where you can take your selfie with Bridie, the Shire horse. And then at 7:30 is when it all kicks off with the flyover and the parade of athletes.
So that's at 7:30.
That's at 7:30, yes.
So, it's still daylight at 7:30 as the planes. Well,
Yeah, and then by the time we finish at 8:30, it should be dark enough for you to see the lighting of the torch and the fireworks.
Oh, a lot going on there then.
Yeah.
So what's leading up to all this during the daytime as we get rid of this? I know you got a lot going on. What all are the activities leading up to this?
So this morning, the city of Meridian is so helpful. They set up our stage for us. So they were down there at 6 o'clock this morning setting up that stage. Then they have to put in all the power. They have to put in for the stage. Then our sound people they're coming in from Mississippi State this year, sound people, audio visual, pyro, everything has to set up this morning.
So the myth of you just walk up and start talking is not true, is it?
No. There is just a multitude of things that have to happen, before you ever walk on stage.
And most of it's got to do with weather too.
Oh, well, yeah, and we're hoping, right? We have pretty weather for today, Scotty?
Yes. Don't mess this up for them, Scotty Ray.
We have a chance of thunderstorms after 4 o'clock.
After 4 o'clock.
Yeah,
It's not
so we're going to be watching. We'll look at the hour by hour.
What kind of chance? Is it a minor?
30%. So that's 70 that it's not.
Yeah.
That's right. That's what we're going to go with anyway. The 70 that's not going to be there because we're not going to do this.
We're going to be positive.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Let me get into this hour by hour and see what we have to offer here as we get into, you're going to be fine there. 3, it's still cloudy. Yeah.
Oh, 2%. You're good.
Yeah.
Good.
It will be later, that 30% chance they're covering themselves out of Jackson to be absolutely
They're
sure.
just putting that there in case it rains.
Yeah, and they go, whoop, we told y'all. So,
Well, if it sprinkles or drizzles like it did last year, we may not do some of the pre-show things, but we will go on with the parade of athletes unless there is thunder or lightning. If there is thunder or lightning, we, obviously we will have to.
the most I'm showing there is around 1 o'clock us getting something, and then it kind of backs off after that, and then we should be good for all the ceremonies. I believe.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. Yay.
We'll stay on it. We'll let you know should something change in the forecast, but all looks good on that.
Good.
Tomorrow I wouldn't bet the family cow on anything tomorrow and Sunday.
I think Sunday and Monday's when you go and get it.
We're going to have the worst of it there. Level 2 storms moving to the forecast then, so something to think on there.
Well, and we have games that start Saturday.
Raincoats.
Yeah.
And,
They can play in the
and
mud.
Sunday, and then All-Star Baseball starts Monday.
Monday's going to be questionable. I say you're going to do something. My guess is Saturday and Sunday you're going to pretty well be all right. But the Monday's you might want to do kayaking or something.
Water activity.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Raindrop catching.
So we're looking forward to this. And what have you got Carolyn doing behind the scenes today?
So, Carolyn runs everything. She tells everybody where they're supposed to be and what they're supposed to be doing and what they shouldn't be doing.
I can see her doing that.
Yeah.
So we're looking forward to that.
Well, she's done it so long, it's just natural.
Yes, she's very good at what she does, and we appreciate everything she does.
And I know you've got several events you've got to get to. Give us a recap. And let me pull this up for everybody to see this if you haven't visited the State Games of Mississippi page here. This is what it looks like, all the opening ceremonies getting underway tonight. There we go.
There we go. Yes. So 5 o'clock, Jack's Moore, and vendors, and come see Bridie. Have a selfie made with Bridie, the Shire horse. 7:30, the Parade of Athletes. There's part of our Parade of Athletes right there.
That's always cute.
The teams come in. We have all the teams come in and they dress up. I think that is actually the flag girls from one of the dance studios, and I'm sorry, I cannot come up with that dance studio name.
That's okay.
You see our scouts there, and then you see the teams start coming in, and they just really show their team spirit right there. See, she's throwing some beads. They'll throw some beads and throw some candy. Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Boy Scouts of America helping.
And I'm telling you, it means so much to a lot. I know we participated for years. I always sponsored or helped with little girls softball, and they think they're on the biggest stage in the world. Some really good memories are made at this Parade of Athletes. I mean,
we love it.
They never gonna forget, and it is a big show. It is a big deal.
And underline the amount of money that brings into our local economy.
Oh yeah, there won't be a motel room nowhere.
No.
Right.
This is really awesome to see. The State Games is great, but what it does for our area, double good.
Right.
Oh, see those little kids? They're just, man, they tickle to death. They think they're at the
and you
Olympics.
got 1,000 people watching and clapping as they walk through.
Yeah.
Man.
And hot.
Yeah.
Oh God, some of the hottest days I have remember in my life.
So, and you will have vendors tonight also for drinks.
We will have vendors there. Little Caesars will be there. Then we'll have a Coke truck there that's going to be manned by PTK and Honors College at MCC. And Mr. Mike Rutledge will be there with snow cones. Yeah.
Well, we'll let you go. We know that you've got many places to go, so we'll let Amanda. And I thank you for coming in this morning and talking with us.
Absolutely.
State Games of Mississippi. Miss Amanda will be headed out to handle everything. Y'all come down and visit beginning at 5 o'clock. Fly over at what time?
Fly over at 7:30.
It'll be pretty.
Yeah. Sure will.
Fireworks and a whole lot more.
That's right.
Again, thanks a bunch. State Games of Mississippi happening in Meridian now. We'll be right back in just a moment. American Portable Buildings not only has buildings, but they also have trailers. They're budget friendly, zero down, no credit check. Come take advantage of these savings today. Take a look at all they have to offer. If it's a trailer you need, they have them from 12 foot to 16 foot to 18 foot, even car haulers. If you're tired of having to borrow a trailer every time you need one, see them today. Call 601-693-6200 or drop by for a visit at 4838 Old Homestead Road in Meridian. Grass cutting season is here, and if you need a new lawnmower, drop in and visit our friends at Freeman Tractor on Highway 494. If you've got a big yard with acres and acres to mow, they have the size yard you have. Freeman Tractor has the lawnmower that fits you and your budget. From 48-inch all the way up to 60, or the X-Mark lawnmower. Plenty of these to choose from. Also, they carry a complete line of LS tractors. Come by for a test drive today. Financing available. Visit our friends at Freeman Tractor, Highway 494. Rockhouse Gun and Pawn, located at 5430 Highway 19 North, is ready for spring. From weed eaters to push and riding lawnmowers, and one of the largest selections you'll find in chainsaws, along with power tools and generators for backup power. Maybe you're in the market for a TV or maybe a guitar. And not to mention a large selection of diamond rings and Louis Vuitton purses. The Rockhouse Gun and Pawn even has a private lobby for your pawns for confidentiality. Visit them today, Highway 19 North, Rockhouse Gun and Pawn. Welcome back. I'm your friend Scotty Ray. Odie is in the office with us. We were telling him he color coordinated this morning.
Yeah, my britches match. I mean, I did pretty good in the dark this morning.
Real Jack Hanna this morning, so to speak.
Yeah.
Mr. Fish across the way here.
Yeah, I got something on my shirt. I don't know what it
Cane
is.
pole.
Is that in honor of Julia?
That's in honor of Julia's retirement. If you look real close, you can see a bucket and cane poles and malt liquor and all that kind of
She
stuff.
got her first check the other day.
Did she?
Yeah.
That's why she's out of town.
Yeah, she wanted to spend it all at one place.
And we just miss her terribly. I slammed my big toe in the door this morning just to make me
So you
think
can
of
take
her.
your shoes off.
I did hear she did catch one fish yesterday.
Somebody had to take it off
That's the
line.
rumor.
Yeah.
She been busy, girl.
And she had to get up off that bucket to get that fish.
Who stuck this hook on here?
Yeah.
Julia will be back with us next week, as she did take this week off to celebrate. She's took a little vacation, much needed. I mean, it's not like she doesn't go
Oh,
anywhere.
come on. She stays in the road. What do you mean, much needed vacation?
Well, look, she's got a short co-host over there.
Yes. I mean,
Yeah.
Empty chair. Bless
yeah,
it.
it's just, I look over there and I tear up. For just a minute.
For just a minute. Is that tears of laughter?
Let's see here. Amy dressed him up, is what they're saying there. Well, good for you there.
Oh, Donnie says over in Pelahatchie, they had a mayor's race that ended up tied and had to flip a coin for the final winner.
Where was that at?
In Pelahatchie.
Pelahatchie.
Same thing. They'll get you there. Type that into
Look,
your Google.
I ain't talking about nobody's pronunciation. I don't even remember what that word was.
Pelahatchie.
Yeah, he still got that 26-letter word over there, Mr. Rashiti Hiti or something other.
Yeah.
ABC News is just waiting me to take over. What was that? The Ted Koppel show?
Yeah. Yeah.
I can make them all mad.
You'll spend a year in speaking class.
It'll be
But you'll have a staff to type for you.
it'll be a toppled show.
Yeah.
Oh, so what's everybody's thoughts? And this is without a doubt is what they call the coffee table talk this morning of the dispute between Trump and little Elon.
I think two hard heads have ran together. I don't think, and don't get me wrong, I support our president 100%, but I don't think he's ever ran into somebody as hard-headed as him or got more money than he's got.
And he's found it.
And I think it's a shame as an American because you had two, in my opinion, geniuses
Yes.
working together for the good of this country. And I think ain't nothing but the pure devil wants them at each other because every second that they're at each other instead of working together, we're backing up.
Yeah.
And we were charging forward.
So look at this aspect. What's happened with Elon over the last couple months? His stock has taken a hit. The liberals have said, well, we're not going to buy his car. So now his job at Doge is done. He can legally cannot be there any longer. So his time was up. 148 days, whatever it was, is the longest he could spend. Now he's trying to mend some of the fences with the liberals out there that don't like his car, and the best way to do it is to throw some stuff over there at Trump. Because this Epstein airplane stuff with Trump, you just had a presidential election. You just had the Democrat Party had more power. They know every single name that was associated with Epstein.
Oh, if they'd have had something, it would have been thrown
threw
out.
it at
That's
him like
exactly
a brick.
But that was a low blow. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and
it
that
was a low
surprised me that Elon would dig that deep. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that was a cheap shot.
That's to get his company back on the right track.
But again, I
But when he done
understand if
that-
you had all your eggs in one basket and that's all you had. But let's face it,
Yeah.
he could walk over, open the garbage can, and throw away Tesla, and he'd
Yeah.
never miss the money. You know
true.
what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
But
Now, right after that argument, his stocks dropped 14% again in Tesla. Did I say it right?
Tesla.
close.
Close. Okay. All right. But stocks dropped 14% as soon as that argument happened there. Will it end? And then that's when Trump said, hey, mess with me. We will commandeer SpaceX. We will seize it and take control of it. So they're supposed to have a little phone call conversation today to try to work out their differences, and we do hope that happens there.
Donald's going to have a busy day on the phone. He's talking to China and Elon and... Whew.
Yeah, I just there's more to that. I mean, Elon, yes, he's the richest man, and he's got all this going, and he can stand to lose $100 million. But the board of his company, they don't look at it the same. Yeah. They don't have the amount of money he does. If he doesn't do something to turn it around, they could take his company from him. Not just the president, but his board. And they've got to make some money. A company has got to make some money. They can't keep losing, whether the owner can suffer that or not. The board and the employees can't. The board's going to look at it that way. This is a roundabout way in my eyes that he's trying to make face and seeing if distancing himself from Donald Trump will help bring that up. He owes a lot of people.
We got to go to the correction department. Odie, it wasn't the mayor's race over there. It was the alderman woman.
I'm just telling you what our fans is telling us. We don't know who it was. But so the mayor's it was not the mayor's race. It was an alderwoman.
Pilahatchee.
And then somebody else posted on here that they thought that it was Sandersville, not Pilahatchee. So maybe it was right up above that.
We'll see.
But yeah, it was right up above this one right here. Talking about, there it is. So Karen said, was it Pilahatchee or Sandersville that had the flip of the coin?
I wasn't there. I don't know the answer to this.
We don't
We're sending Greg out to solve this mystery.
Yes, you're a roving reporter.
But now they can apparently sell alcohol in Hickory.
I didn't know there was a. Did they put that on the ballot? We'd have covered that had we known that one.
Yeah, we didn't know.
Didn't happen in Quitman, did it? Nope, not on Sunday. You're not going to be doing that.
Did that
there.
fail? That's right. That's right. Steve Neely made a speech. Said it flipped over a few more people to his side, and they ended up keeping that away.
Yeah, a lot of races went on that were hair-thin races. Meridian, one of those, and mayor-elect. And boy, a lot's gone on since the election. A lot of folks are looking to UHaul as to what to do to get their stuff from City Hall, and there'll be changes. And I would imagine, and you tell me, how bad have you noticed the jockeying? I'm going to call it jockeying for positions in the new administration.
Well, I would say a lot of people are very humble right now, keeping their head down. You know what I'm saying? And that's a shame. On one hand, I get it. That's the democracy. New regime comes in, they pick their people. But you got to know when you take one of these jobs, if you're not protected, you're at will, dude. I mean, if they don't walk in, don't like your shirt, you're out of here.
That's correct.
You got no, but people need to keep that. Yeah, I do. I feel for these people because they may lose their jobs, but I also, if you're taking one of their jobs, remember, in 4 years, you may be the one. So I wouldn't be so ugly. I'd probably open the door for them as they're loading their stuff.
Right.
I wouldn't be snickering at them because you may be the feller loading your box in 4 years.
And Greg, let's talk about this. When an election goes and you are an employee, whether it's for Donald Trump in the city of Meridian or a county employee, and your job depends upon an elected official, it's probably not a smart thing to endorse anyone publicly, is it?
Absolutely not.
That will get you.
Old feller said you don't bite the hand that's feeding you.
Yeah.
And let me just say this. News travels fast when someone pledges allegiance to a candidate. It gets back to the other candidate of, hey, Earl over here was seen last night.
But now I also take more into someone's opinion. Like the song, you got to stand for something. Mm-hmm. When a man knows or a woman knows what could happen for them standing up and they still stand up, that lets me know that, hey, they serious. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get your point on that.
I mean, I see both sides of that. I hate to get on a ride the fence, But you get what I'm saying. If you're willing to jeopardize your income
Everything you got.
and everything you got to support, you feel that strongly about a candidate, you're going to get my attention. I'm going to
Yeah.
well,
let me ask you
either
this.
they're completely nuts or they actually, this person's really good. You know what I mean?
And it's a 50-50 there.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this question. Coming down the other night, all boxes are counted. All we've got left is absentee.
Mm-hmm.
And it was looking one way, and the absentee ballots got counted, and it ended up going the other way. How many people out there do you think it was sitting there nervous?
Well, I'm sure it was, both sides were nervous.
I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about people out there in the real world, looking at what you just said. A lot of jobs relied on the absentee ballot.
That's right.
I don't remember an absentee
Deciding
a vote like that.
And it decided a couple of races. Am I
It
not
did,
correct?
yeah.
Or it could have
Or
changed
very
a
well
couple
could have.
of
There was
races.
Close
Well, you
races.
take the Hill race at
Yes.
District Ward 5. That was
Yeah.
major tight
That's right.
as we look at that. 60 votes from the independents swayed the election of which way it went.
But that goes back to the integrity of our election system. I mean, I was there. I seen them enter the absentee ballots. You know what I'm saying? I felt good about our city, our system, our election commissioners. You know, I'm just going to say it because if I didn't, I'd say it the other way. So I'm going to say it the way I seen it. The integrity of our election, I think, was very well handled.
I think Meridian did an outstanding job getting the ballots in,
Yep.
getting them counted,
Yep.
and getting the numbers over to everybody up there. Outstanding.
And they
that
stood
was
there in
wonderful.
front of God and everybody, where everybody could see, and every absentee
Yep.
ballot was fed into that machine, one at a time.
Nothing was done behind the closed door.
No, there was nothing. Oops, somebody dropped that box, or somebody swept this under. No, they was.
It was by order. They came in by a box. They took each box. I was happy to see. Not saying anything in the past has been done.
No,
but
and I ain't saying something bogus didn't happen that we didn't see, but what we seen was done right.
100%.
And as we get into this, and make no doubt about this is not an election that was won with a landslide on either side of this. Mm-hmm. So as a new mayor takes office, special attention has to be played down the middle, because in 4 years there's a re-election. You can't go, well, that group doesn't matter, I didn't need them to get re-elected. You've got to be the mayor of all of the people, or you will not be in office.
Well, that was
that's where we are.
I asked Greg, not our Greg, and he said, "Oh, we're gonna let somebody else answer that." But you won the election, 51-49. That means you got half the people on your side, and there's half that not. How do you've got to come out, you've got to find a way to build that bridge.
Yeah, you got to unite.
Immediately. Bring everybody together. And I think that's going to be one of Percy's first acts, is to find out, let's sit down and talk about how we can bridge all this together and work as one.
The first step, without a doubt, you heard it in everybody, because there was a lot more candidates that ran. There's the number one thing that's going to happen. That's the police department. That's where it has to begin. To fix our community.
That's a gimme. I think that was, no matter who, what, where, when, and why, all 5 council persons and the mayor knew that, number one, the police department was going to be the number one active shakeup.
And I got lots of thoughts on that. Just ask me anytime. I'll be glad to share my thoughts.
Sit
on
down
that.
with some coffee.
Yes, sir.
You know, as much coffee as I made you might spill it out by the time the show ends.
Odie put like 8. This is a big cup, y'all, and it almost filleth over. I don't know what you put in it.
I'd hate for him to lose some sleep. Oh wait, he ain't
He don't
slept
get
since
none, no, he don't know where he is,
1997
nothing.
anyway.
We'll be right back as this morning gets well underway. Welcome. And again, we look for unity in our city. And when I say our city, I mean everybody that's watching this in the East Mississippi side, because this is the hub. This is where everybody comes to shop. We need it to work, and we certainly hope so. We'll be
yes.
interviewing folks as this gets underway.
Yep.
Spring is here. It's time to get your lawn looking its best with Kubota mowers. Parish Tractor's Kubota Z232 KW42 is the perfect mower for a pristine lawn. And now, you can own one with payments as low as $95 a month. Visit Parish Tractor today and take advantage of this amazing offer. 2.99% APR financing now through 6/30/25. See us or go to KubotaUSA.com for more information.
More than a tractor store.
Hi, this is Nick at Doc's Toyota, and we are excited to put you in a new Toyota today. We have no dealer markup, no hidden fees, no hassle, and our inventory is always priced to move. Our top-notch sales department and first-class service after the sale guarantees you a fast and comfortable buying experience like you've never had. So come see why month after month, more and more customers have chose to buy from Doc's Toyota. So come see us here at Doc's Toyota in Philadelphia, at docstoyota.com or on Facebook, and remember, there's no deal like a Doc's deal.
The Precast Group, offering you the best selection when it comes to a storm shelter. Located on 145 South in Meridian, where they offer above-ground shelters that can be installed in your home as you're built in, are conveniently located right outside your home if it's already built. They also offer storm shelters that can be installed in a slight bank or on flat ground. Protect your family today with a very affordable storm shelter from the Precast Group. Highway 145 South, 601-482-0003. The Precast Group. Welcome back. I'm your friend Scotty Ray along with it. Did you check out Julia's new hairstyle? Somebody asked again. They didn't join us when the show kicked off. Julia's off on vacation this week. Another one for the 10th time.
Every other week she takes a vacation.
Yeah. But did you check out that new hairstyle that she had? A little Laura Ingalls Wilder look yesterday?
Kind of a 10th grade remake of Grease, maybe?
Yeah. She's trying to be Olivia Newton-John.
I bet
you better shape up.
You could just tell she was popping gum. You know what I mean? She had a double bubble in her mouth. I guarantee you.
No word yet.
As she sat on her bucket.
Fishing.
Fishing, yeah.
She's back out fishing again today. Didn't they go all out and get her a John boat?
I don't know. I think she's digging worms this morning.
Oh, okay.
Worms. Who's going to put them on the hook for her?
Oh, that gal from Newton County, she can put a worm on the hook.
She knows about it.
All right.
Don't let
she
her fool
intimidates the worm. It goes and gets on the hook.
Oh, boy.
Man.
Welcome. Julie will be back with us next week as she is off vacationing, fishing, from every indication that we can tell.
And we miss her terribly. I mean, there's an empty chair
Bob
here,
said
it's just...
he expected you to put a
sad.
5-pound bag of sand in her chair for remembrance.
I'm going to let that one go, Bob. Thank you. I will not go there.
Somebody wanted to know if Julia actually works and where she actually quit her job.
Yes.
She got her first
She's unemployed fishing is what she's doing.
Yep.
Word is she's applying, but we hadn't heard if her application's been accepted.
Yeah.
There's just not much need for underwater basket weaving.
You're right. Don't forget this morning, if you're a big runner or walker, this is coming up out at Boniyta Lakes. The 3K run walk for Kroom. This is going to be beginning at 10 a.m. This is the third anniversary of this, if I'm not. Yeah, it is the third anniversary. Start time 10 a.m. If you want to be out and take part of that, be there this morning. That will get underway. Don't forget, also, we're going to be having our spaghetti luncheon today. That will begin at 11 at Russell.
Yes, spaghetti lunch, $10?
$10, I believe, is what it gets you.
We're going to find it here in a minute, and go look on the page. There's a little ad for it, and it's got a phone number that you can call.
And if I don't,
order, there it is, 5 or more, and it will deliver spaghetti, bread, and dessert from 11 to 2 today for lunch.
And is Clayton cooking this? Did Clayton cobble?
No, he didn't. I'm sure he had something to do with it.
Okay.
But
making sure. But that is also underway today. If you get a chance, help those guys out. They need the cash there to fund their fire department and everything that they do each and every day. Let's see here. What else do we have going on? We had an accident last night as we got near Highland Baptist Church. A car was flipped. The Meridian Police Department showed up on scene. And, Greg, you're not going to believe this. They wasn't near a soul.
They just parked it there and left.
They did. Upside down.
Well, it wasn't going nowhere.
No. I'll tell you, won't nobody still listen again.
Yeah,
I got an idea. It probably wasn't their car, too.
That's what it was.
They left the scene very quickly there. A wrecker came and retrieved
Again,
it.
I ask this about every month or two. I thought technology with these new buttons you got to push on these cars, how do they steal? I mean, I guess I'm just ignorant. How do they steal so many cars? Because if you don't have the, whatever you call it, the whoop-de-doo
Their job
thing.
is to look on YouTube and all these other places and find out how to bypass all that.
Did you watch
computerized
Gone in
stuff.
60 Seconds? Did you ever watch that with Nicolas
It
Cage?
took me a minute and a half, but yeah, probably.
But if you'll go back and remember that show, it is technology.
But all
now.
this computer stuff, if you got that kind of computer sense and intelligence, why don't you go get a job?
Well, that's too
Because it's not
hard.
as fun. Then you got to be at work at 8. You can't leave till 5, and all you get's a 1 hour break for lunch. And you got somebody telling you what to do. I sit at the house and
Steal cars.
people. Yeah.
But you can eat, Greg. You can even have fake fingerprints put on your hands now. If you're good, you can change. You can be Elvis Presley if you want to be.
That's
No,
just
he can't be a preacher.
that's just crazy. I mean, to me, that they steal cars easier. Remember when we had the square key and the round key, and the round key went in the door and the square? Yeah, well, they'd get under hot wire and they'd take off. Well, my truck now, I mean,
You can't do that.
yeah, I mean, and it'll tell you,
But you can
even
with
if
an
you,
iPhone
even
crank
if
that
you've
dude
got
up.
your floor mats on your gas pedal, your truck will not crank. Ain't that right, Don Nestor?
$250 under
But
warranty.
I mean, these new ones are sensitive.
Very sensitive. A computer will crank one if you know what you're doing.
But if I had sense enough to know what a computer was doing, I'd have a good job.
You're the only one that don't know how a computer operates.
Just because I still got
I have to
I'm
make
in
a
carbon
AOL.
paper
I
that I
have to make
still
a
use.
special order for Greg once every 6 months for a pack of carbon paper so he can print
Make
one
copies.
copy.
That's right. I did. Well, things was a lot simpler when it was done my way, and people didn't steal as much stuff. But that's just my opinion.
Hookup is what we're getting there.
Yeah.
But it's without a doubt. People can track you now. They can hack your vehicle and tell where you are and where you're going and what you're up to.
Well, that'd be fun. He's at work or he's at home. Gee, track me some more. You ain't got to track me. I'll tell you. It's
Are
called
you
a
bored?
JOB. Get you 2 or 3 of them if you want to hang on.
Did y'all hear about the Alligator Wrestling competition last night?
Was that in Newton County?
Newton County, we had an alligator show up at Decatur, and we got one officer who got down and done a headlock.
I'm gonna
on
tell
him.
you that Jody works some guys.
Well, now,
He
I mean, he does to throw an alligator in there with a room full of your deputies and make them wrestle.
Now there was that alligator had something to say about all that crap too, didn't he?
Yeah, he sure did. From what we understand, after they got him down and they got ready to put the tape around his mouth, they realized he had a note on him, and it was from Eric Clark. And it said, "Not in my county." So he had relocated himself to Newton County from Neshoba County. Big old fella there.
And he lost there too. Look at him. Looked like he'd been in a rodeo. He got his legs tied up.
They thought
behind
this
him.
was a cow.
It was.
Tell me they can't keep cows off the road out there.
Poor gator.
Yeah, he couldn't
What
crawl
I was
nowhere.
thinking, no, if he got a cramp, he'd be in a bad shape.
And there we go.
Oh,
he's up in
man.
there with hands cuffed, and he's going for a ride.
I'm sorry. I just alligators scare me.
Yeah, 'cause they
guess
will
I'm-
eat you.
We had one down the road from the house a few years ago. Fella called me. I got an 8-foot alligator in my yard. And I said, ain't no way. Guy lives on a hill. There ain't no water nowhere around it.
Well, don't let him go no.
But it darn sure was a big old out. And then Thomas Williams gonna come up and say, "Now, Greg, when I jump on his back, you put this jacket over his eyes." Thomas, I don't make enough money to put the jacket on that alligator. I'm gonna tell what happened from over here at the curb.
It's in my truck.
Because that's a big old lizard. I don't like alligators. And I don't like snakes.
Ooh, I'm with you on that. I don't want to participate in that at all. But have y'all noticed the amount of gators this summer?
Yeah.
I mean, it's been little
They
ones, big.
everywhere.
There was a couple of small ones about yay long found in down south in Clark County.
Yeah.
So
Well, old Shane, my diver, we went fishing for a ford out there at Oak Tippy, and he was in the water and it was dark. He turned his little light around. He said, "Man, I wonder what all those eyes are for." Well, about that time, he was gone. And we found Shane. He was sitting there riding one of those no-wake buoys.
Yeah.
He was holding on.
Because he made the mistake of cutting that flashlight on and seeing all them eyes.
Yep. He said,
And you remember, Odie, when we was young, you would go to Oak Tibby and go north of the road at night. Usually carry some nice ladies with you to try to scare them and tell them we might see an alligator up north of the road if the water was up and you could get up through across the causeway. Yep. And now them jokers is everywhere. You'll walk by and speak at the campground. Hey, how you doing, man?
Keep backing up. Come on back. Come on back.
Put another burger on the grill. Me and the family coming over.
Is it? Let me ask this: is it because they made such a big deal out of them? You can't hurt them.
It's like everything else that the government gets involved with, and I hate to say that. Oh, they're going to be extinct. We got to bring them back. We got to bring. Now guess what? We overrun with them.
What do they have? 40 or 50 eggs for each one of them. So half of them. So every year, every female's got 25 little ones.
That's right. If somehow we could get the alligators to get rid of the wild hogs.
Oh, yeah.
We could make a movie about that.
Yeah, that would work.
That's free food.
Gator hogs. Hog gators.
Hey, we've got and this always happens each year as they're trying to help out with school uniforms. The school uniform drive is going to be happening here. Jones Chapel organizing this. If you have a gently used one, want to drop it off for another child to use, you can do that. And it truly helps out other children if you could donate to this.
It does. I mean, uniforms aren't cheap, and there's some families out there that
need a little help.
Use a little help when it comes to not having to worry about where the money comes from.
Was it Jackson that is getting rid of wearing the school? Is it good or bad? What are parents taking?
It's a double-edged deal because if you got, now this is just Greg's opinion, but you ask, you got high-quality foofy, I call it, uniforms, and then you got low uniform. So what's the difference?
Because you got tough skins and you got Levi's.
Yeah.
Either you got dollar store uniform or high end. It doesn't matter.
In society, and I think we have tried to shield kids so much that in society there is a pecking order. There are the haves a little, and the haves not.
True.
And I'm sorry, everybody's equal, but everybody ain't even. And you need, the harder you work, the better, nicer things you have, then everybody gets the same thing. And if you mess it up, you just mess it up. Now, I probably offended some people, but I mean, that's the way throughout life.
And the sooner
if you want a lunchbox instead of a paper sack, you work harder and you make sure your kids have more. That's just my opinion.
And I think each of us, and I know Greg falls into this category, think back when you first got married. Me and Angie did not have the time of day.
No.
I mean, my house payment was $130. My truck note was $120, and I think she had we had nothing after that.
If anything broke, you know what I'm saying? You fixed the biggest leak. You know what I'm saying? Because you wasn't going to fix everything that was wrong, and and I hate to say it, you probably wasn't going to pay everything that you had. You just had to stagger it the best you could to hang on.
Like $1,000 saved in a refrigerator breaking, you go.
Here we go again.
Air conditioner go out or something like that. But you learn that the harder you work, not that I got anything, and I'm not trying to stereotype nobody or nothing, but the harder you work, the more you have.
Correct. And
that's just my opinion. And I mean, sometimes people say, oh, well, it's the little children. Well, if you don't learn it when you're young, you sure ain't going to understand it when you're old.
I remember 30 years ago, my water heater went out. I didn't have the money to go down to the store and buy a new water heater for another couple of weeks. I had to save a little bit. So every day I had to get up, get water, throw it on the stove, boil it, and fill my tub up with water, hot water, and take a bath that way until I could save enough money. It's tough when you don't have it.
But you know something, boiling that water, you learned something that day. Putting them pots on that stove, and you had to get up earlier. You had to do, you know what I'm saying?
It is really improved. Amy is now heating the water for his bath.
Well, he starts the night before.
That's right.
But you know, people,
Yeah.
I think we've gotten so far out of everybody deserves everything, and don't get me wrong, dude.
And you gotta have it now.
Nobody loves little children, old people, and dogs more than Greg. I'm not saying they should suffer, but I'm saying everybody is equal. But we're not. I mean, you gotta. It always gonna. I mean, we've all sat on the side of the road eating a sucker, watching rich folks go by.
That's
I
correct.
mean, you know, well, they going on vacation. Well, Mama said we'd go swimming next week if we did all our chores.
In the creek.
And all these folks was headed to Disney World and the mountains or whatever. I mean, we've all been there.
Correct.
That's just called a pecking order, people. That's life.
Well, somebody's got to be able to afford the huge house that's being built, and somebody's got to dig the ditches that the concrete goes in for a footing.
That's right.
It's just part of
But we
fit in the middle.
went through something in this country. Now, boy, y'all finna get me up on
let's
one.
just go ahead and say it.
We went through something in this country where everybody had to have a degree. And I'm not knocking college. My daughter went to college. I'm not knocking it. But I said, and everybody laughed, I said 25, 30 years ago, you're going to see a day when the guy that's digging that ditch is making more money than the guy drawing the plans that tell him where to dig it, how wide to dig it, and how deep to dig it. Because they're going to be a dime a dozen, because everybody's got a degree. They throw them in every window you leave down. And I'm not saying that, y'all, before y'all all get mad, y'all earned your degrees. I'm not knocking that. But I'm just saying the guy that'll change a tire, the guy that can hook a car up and tell you what's wrong with it, the guy that'll put brake pads on, people that wash windows,
You mean
people
a
that cut.
skill.
When you got folks cutting grass making $100,000 a year, guess what, people? That's using your head. I'm not knocking college.
Yeah.
I hope everybody gets them a 12-year degree and everything.
Certain people,
But you
need
can make
college,
money
but
without
it's
it.
not for everybody. Tradesman, a skill that teaches you how to work on cars, how to run a pipe.
And let me say this: of people that have that big fine hat, we're proud of them because they work to get there.
That's exactly right.
I don't want to clean it.
The harder you work,
The more you get.
you got. I mean, that's just
Life lessons from Greg this morning.
That's exactly right. Y'all got my blood pressure up.
I think that needed to be said without a shadow of a doubt. We'll be right back.
Hi, folks. Paul Brown with Dixie Buildings. We're here to take care of all your building needs for your personal and your business needs. That includes portable buildings, carports, sheds. Don't forget your hunting camps are coming in. You can start out with our 8x10s. If we cannot haul it, we can build it for you on site. We have 2 locations, one on Highway 19 South and our home office just around the corner on Long Creek Road. Just give us a call at 601-483-4943.
For something as vital as your eyes, you should have your lenses and contacts made with the utmost care and precision. And that's what Grayson Optical does on 24th Avenue. Since 1996, Grayson Optical's mission has been to provide Meridian and surrounding areas with quality eye care products. That's why we're locally owned and operated. And don't forget, custom-made sunglasses like Costa for your eyes only. When you need to see clearly, Grayson Optical. 2021 24th Avenue, Meridian. 601-693-6374.
Advanced Auto Glass by Joey can handle all your windshield repair and replacement needs. Service work is guaranteed and covered by warranty. Our technicians are professional, auto glass trained, and have over 100 years of combined experience. Advanced Auto Glass by Joey utilizes in-house calibrations for vehicle safety systems. Most insurances are accepted, and reliable mobile service is available in surrounding areas. Keep cars cool and secure with custom tinting, side mirror replacement, and AquaPal windshield wipers. There's one clear choice in auto glass repair. Advanced Auto Glass by Joey.
Welcome back. I'm your friend Scotty Ray. Yeah, Greg, you read a comment up here that somebody...
Somebody commented, I have a master's degree and my husband has a GED and he makes more money than me. Hey, it don't always happen that way, and I'm not knocking, because I know some very intelligent people with master degrees and doctorate degrees and all that.
We know some that ain't.
And I'm proud of you and proud for you. And I know some folks that a degree don't make you smart, but now it usually gives you the key to open a door that you could not get there. And that's what I used to tell kids at career days, believe it or not, that asked me to go speak to them. And I would tell them that,
Once or twice.
a lot of times the college, you don't even have to have a degree in the job you're looking at, but you got to have that degree to get in the door. Yeah. It's the key to the door. You can go to the same place that the guy that went to college did, but you're going to have a whole lot longer, harder road to get there.
That's correct.
So I'm not knocking Kyle. I don't want nobody to think, boy, Greg's against, he just dumb.
And if you remember watching Dirty Jobs, Mike Rowe has said over and over,
oh, yeah,
most everybody he ever had on his show was a millionaire.
Yep.
And that is right. There are entrepreneurs that get dirty.
If you will figure out what somebody else needs done and do it, you'll make a living. You'll make a good living if you'll just do what other people don't want to do.
We're not going to say who this is, Greg. You'll know exactly who I'm talking about, and I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that do. But we do a lot of work on the side of the road with everything else. There's a particular company that comes along, and they have worked their butt off. They have built a business that is huge, and he's got over here enough to put back that he has earned to have a good life. But he's one of the dirtiest ones on the scene.
First one on the scene.
First one, and every one of them are dirty because every one of them get on the dirt and do the job and they know where their money comes from, and it comes from working, not just sitting in an office. And he is not going to sit in the office and say, you go do this. He's going to be, as the owner, out there with them and working just as hard.
Now, I'm going to back up on that one, too. Now, ain't nothing wrong with sitting in the office.
That's correct.
And I ain't saying you're not working while you're in the office. But like Odie said, if you in the farming business, yeah, you got to know how many bushels you planted and what your yield's going to be. But somebody's got to pick your peas, too.
That's correct.
And if you want them picked right, you need to be out there in the pea patch. you know what I'm saying? Don't fuss when they got mashed. They didn't pick the purple ones or whatever.
You go count my peas because you good with math.
That's right.
I'm going to go pick the peas and bring them to you.
Most of the people that have been successful are hands-on.
Yeah.
I had a boy I graduated with when high school. And again, we didn't have middle class at best, and when we were very young, it was worse than that. But I remember a kid that I graduated with, his family struggled. He had 4 or 5 children in his family. His dad got by, minimum wage probably. He sold his company, I think a year or so ago for $30 million that he developed.
Yep.
He is...
but he wanted more. He wanted more. He didn't probably ever disrespect his father or whatever, but he's seen how he lives. I want to do better.
You know, and I bet there's
some
cheerleaders now that wish they'd have paid him a little bit of attention.
Well, Michelle Obama made one of the best Republican speeches I've heard forever. She said, and this may have been around his second term, going for a second term, she said, my dad had to work 3 jobs to make sure that me and, I guess, her sisters, I guess she had 2 sisters, made it through life and went and had a chance at college. So that was her deal. That was, she went the line that she should have gone, which was college. But her dad went and worked 3 jobs to make sure they didn't have to go into debt to have a college degree. And she didn't see him a whole lot as they were growing up because he was always out working. So now that her and her siblings got a good job and they turned around and don't have to work as much and they can spend more time with their family. And that's what it's all about. If you work real hard and pass that down generation to generation, you're not having to sit there and worry about, are your kids and grandkids going to be better than you? You give that foundation. All goes back to that foundation and let it build from there.
Last night we had an incident. I got a call. Hey, there's a fire in Wyandotte.
Yeah, supposedly
in a car.
Supposedly there was someone on the side of the road setting a car on fire. Is what I heard.
So what do? I couldn't get there in time. There was no way for me to get there.
Another one of your 40,000
Scoop Wing.
We got it. Wing. Scoop Wing went on it. Rodney Wing left the racetrack in a hurry, folks. Let's go live to the scene of what happened last night as Rodney came about.
Hey, Scotty Ray sent me. Hey, Scotty Ray sent me. I had to check it out.
Oh, Tim sitting there.
As it turns out, it was just a can of gas on the back seat. And
Well, there's something there. The rest of the story
that we don't know.
That's right.
So, Scoop Wing was all over the situation there in Wyandotte yesterday afternoon. It was actually last night, as we could see that.
Look here, I've got a granddaughter that will be 27 next week, and she finished operating on a bulldozer. I'll tell you what, you want to make some money? Now, it's bad on the body. That's tough. But you get this heavy equipment, and you can make a good living with some heavy equipment.
That's right. That's right. There's a lot of ways to skin a cat.
Yep.
And I hope this morning, sincerely, I have not offended any of our teachers or any of our professors, because everybody's got to get an education to an extent.
Everybody's got their call.
And that's the same way people talk about teachers. They don't make they don't make what they deserve, and they don't make what they deserve. But sometimes they do it just for that passion. They got a burning desire to try to make a difference. And my hat's off to those teachers.
Well, God made each and every one of us to do something special.
That's right. And a good teacher, we've all got them in our memories. If you think back to high school, elementary school, thank God for our teachers. Because we had some really, really good teachers. And for them to do what they do for what they do it for, hey, I'm good with that's just awesome.
I use math every day, and I keep going back. I'll never forget Miss Davis. She was a heck of a teacher. And we didn't have a calculator. You wasn't going to come in class.
Well, I tell you,
cheated.
I don't use literature every day, and I still don't like it, and I'm glad I ain't got to go through there no more.
Talking about good Samaritan people that do good things, I got a note yesterday afternoon that said, hey, this little puppy dog, as we know, Highway 19 is busy. He was running back and forth down Highway 19 by the Ag Center. Some folks stopped and picked him up there. Owners have been found. A good ending to this little story.
Good job.
There. So, cute little fellow there that got back home last night, and we are tickled over that happening. I like good endings there. Last night, I went out and about, and no making fun of this now.
No, we ain't gonna make fun of you.
I went to mingle at the museum.
Which one's you?
It was a big fundraiser last night as everybody came out. It was a lot of fun there.
I thought Julia was out of town.
She just told you she was.
Copeland was there. Lots and lots of people showed up for the event there, and she was singing again. She's real good at what she does.
She is.
I can't pronounce her name. I was going to try, but I'll back off from that. But it was just tons of people. Miss Laura, and the list goes on and on of the many folks who showed up to help out with that. Across town at the same time, this was going on, and we hear somebody was bragging that it was going to happen, and I understand it did. Michael Ted said, hey, we coming, and we're going to take you down.
I told y'all just didn't believe
it. And it happened. Meridian Police Department lost to the Meridian Fire Department last night as the ball game got underway.
And it's a good little crowd.
There's the coach over there in the corner.
What was the score?
I didn't get the score because I was still at meet and mingle as that was going on.
What kind of party is that?
Now, I'm not sure what the baby was doing out there, what position he played, but he was there.
But he was there.
He may have been center.
Yeah.
As they won.
Look at that.
There's the score, 31-39.
Yeah.
So there we go. That's what happened last night. The winner's portrait. Oh, that's all of them. Big night there. So there we go. The big ball game at Meridian High School last night. That was at 6 o'clock. I think it was $2 to get in, and they were donating that to charity.
Now that's a lot of fun. Good fun. Yes. I didn't know nothing about it. I don't win.
Yeah,
they do that every year, but normally it's done during the day, and it's not a huge publicity thing. This time that was good. Donate the money for a good cause.
You remember when we were kids and they'd have the donkey basketball games?
Yes.
You remember that?
I do.
Yes.
Forgot
Ain't
all
nobody
about-
done that in 100 years.
They have not.
I guess it offended the donkey or something.
And hopefully, and
Harold was not happy.
Yeah, no. He might be he could have been one of the Globetrotter donkeys.
He probably
Harold.
was.
Ain't no telling what Barry's got in that donkey.
we had a
Tell him
boo-boo.
what that donkey's got in Barry.
Kelly said that's her grandson. Kelly, what's his name? He's a cute little fella out there in the center court there playing ball.
Huh.
Peter got a hold to him.
But you know what was funny back then is nowadays you walk in a gymnasium at any of the schools. Take your shoes off. Get them shoes off.
yeah.
I think that they used to run donkeys back and forth down through here. And you want me to take off a pair of Reeboks.
What kind of floor you got here?
Yeah. You might want to look into spend a little more money on the floor. I know I've gained a lot of weight, but I shouldn't have to take my shoes off.
Highway 15 just south of Newton, we had a boo-boo yesterday. Fire truck had to show up there as a car caught on fire. Look at this.
At least they pulled over.
Yeah,
Little
that's true.
buff.
They got on out. And,
Is that you?
well, I got a note that said, when did you become a fireman?
Is that? Oh,
You moonlighting?
yeah, that's what I was
You got to do what you got to do.
He has been spending a lot of time with Michael Ted. You don't reckon he's training him?
Yeah.
Y'all been having all those classes over there at night. I slip over and pay attention.
Okay.
That's what goes on there. Have y'all seen the grand jury report that has been released? Here's what we got out. 77 true bills passed. 9 true bills didn't, which means they were turned away for whatever reason. And as we get into this, and let me pull this up. I want to read directly what the grand jury had to say here. Let me go back to it. As we get into this, the grand jury would like to allocate leadership for the city of Meridian of what they recommended there. Allocate funding for the purchase of maintenance of additional surveillance cameras to help out to deter crime and investigate criminal activity. Camera placement should be based upon crime data, high crime areas. Now, let's go back. We had cameras with the previous administration that didn't cost the taxpayers one red dime. They were cut off immediately when a new administration went in. I know over at 5th Street there was a camera that was taken down in a high crime area just off of 19. Turned off, taken down, whatever. It wasn't in use anymore. We have $1 million+ crime data center that is being worked on now that's going to be opening up pretty soon. Now, again, I wasn't in meetings before I say what I'm going to say. This comes from fairly good sources that this will not be hooked up to any other crime source data in the surrounding areas. Like it will not be able to talk to the Lauderdale County Sheriff's Department. It will not be able to talk to Neshoba County, Newton County, Jackson, to where if somebody were to create a crime, that it could be tracked like this. It's not. It wasn't even looked at until they'd made a deal with someone else.
Well,
not to say that what we're getting is not fairly good, but it will not talk to other agencies. So I don't know what adding this would cost with a new administration, but somebody needs to look at it that truly understands law enforcement. It may be too late, I don't know, but we need a professional to get on this and work on this. So cameras we had, they were gotten rid of. A new one is, I can even remember Scout's honor of going, I don't know the password to look at anything. They didn't know how to get into it. They were turned off.
Well, I'm sure, we do have with our counties, I know, hand in hand.
County.
And I'm sure Meridian, especially now, they'll be able to work. But Newton, I know, could call Lauderdale County and say, hey, this is what I'm looking for. And they pull up cameras and vice versa. But I don't know,
You cannot. What you need is when you say there's a 78 Ford Bronco that just robbed a store, I need to know where it is. Any other counties across the U.S. could do that.
To me, it's scary, the technology that's out there And just an example, without going into too much detail, a vehicle reported stolen in Louisiana. It just went in front of a camera, and poof, that camera sent a message, said, hey, that stolen vehicle, that tag number just passed this location. I didn't even know there was a camera there. Poof, 3 minutes later, they're pulled over.
Yep.
So you never know. I mean, I agree with you, but had that camera in Louisiana, them people not communicated with this system, I get what you're saying. It's a database, a system, and everybody needs to be on the same page if you really want to catch criminals.
That's right.
And that's the key word. I'm going to say that if you really want to find out what's going on.
And again, let me say this, what we're getting, it probably has some advantages locally, but you got to be able to communicate with other law enforcement. Also, additionally in this, it goes on to say, the Meridian Police Department should establish a protocol for training all detectives in the collection and preservation of evidence and enforce consequences for failure to meet those standards. Meaning, if you don't do your job, there's a consequence. There should be a two-person verification system established to ensure that evidence is properly collected and preserved. Now, this is what the grand jury, that is not what Scotty Ray thought. This is fact of what was brought before them. They heard cases, and this is what they decided. You, the voters, should know all of this and what's going on in your county. So let's, new administration coming in. We hope there's training. One of the problems that we've had over the last 4 years was the lack of officers, and you weren't able to take people off the street to train because there were so few of them. That's fact.
Well, I mean, them guys. I asked you yesterday. We heard one particular one on the radio. Said, "Is he ever off work?"
No, he's not.
I mean, if you listen in the morning, he's working. If you listen at night, he's working. I mean, I get ill when folks start wanting to clown on some of our city officers. Or it ain't their fault, people. They're doing all they can. They're doing the best they can with what they got to do with. For the most part, they're working their butts off. But there's just not enough of them to go around. I mean, let's face it.
And let's be honest about it. You're not as good as you are when you've worked 16 hours.
That's exactly, yeah.
I don't care who you are. You are not on top of your game.
That's right.
We need more officers to where it's not that load to where they can go home and have a family life.
Or not get so wore out that a mistake's made in somebody's life. You know what I'm saying?
Correct.
I mean, these men and women that work for MPD, for the most part, they working their tails off.
Yes.
There's no telling how many hours a week they work.
Woo, it's a heat.
And it's a never-ending thing. I can tell you about I agree with the evidence deal, the chain of custody and all that kind of stuff. When you ain't got two, you use one.
That's
simple. It's been that times when there ain't but one detective. You know what I mean? And he got 4 folks waiting on him.
Yep. That's fact.
I mean, I don't know what the answer is. Well, yeah, I do, but we won't get into that. But
we know the answer.
Exactly.
We'll be right back. We got more coming up here at the Scotty Ray Report.
Spring is here. It's time to get your lawn looking its best with Kubota mowers. Parish Tractor's Kubota Z232 KW42 is the perfect mower for a pristine lawn. And now, you can own one with payments as low as $95 a month. Visit Parish Tractor today and take advantage of this amazing offer. 2.99% APR financing now through 6/30/25. See us or go to KubotaUSA.com for more information.
More than a tractor.
Are home problems turning your life upside down? Trust Heblon Heating and Air Conditioning to save the day. We can keep you comfortable with special savings for your home, like up to $3,000 off new HVAC systems or a tune-up for just $69. Keep the power on with a generator. Get $200 off installs and 0% financing for 60 months. We do it all at Heblon Heating and Air Conditioning and offer financing options for any repair or installation. Call for a free quote or visit us online at HeblonHeatingandCooling.com.
Collinsville, Mr. Discount Drugs, your local pharmacy and gift shop, thanks you for your continued support. Whether you shop with us in-store, through our app, over the phone, or in our drive-thru, our team will provide the best personalized customer service experience you expect from your local pharmacy. When you call or message us, you are promptly greeted by the Mr. Discount team that's ready to help. When you choose our pharmacy, you're choosing a locally owned pharmacy that cares about you and your community. Collinsville, Mr. Discount Drugs makes a difference.
H&H Residential of Meridian is your #1 carpet and flooring store. If you've been thinking of a new look for your home or office, call for a free estimate or consultation. H&H can install or you can do it yourself. H&H has all of your design needs from color, style, and texture. If you can dream it, H&H can make it a reality. Come see the large selection of hardwood flooring, laminate, vinyl, and even carpet. H&H Residential of Meridian, open Monday through Friday, 9 to 4, 321 Hawkins Crossing Road. Call Rosemary anytime, 601-462-9541.
Get back.
Welcome back.
Here we are. It's a Friday. What are y'all going to do tonight?
I ain't thought about it.
Well,
Hey, we need to
games,
get. That's right. The opening ceremony of state
games.
game. We need to get Julia hooked up with the Clarkdale Superette for their fish bait.
Oh, yeah.
Does she know how far out there? You don't have to drive her.
She's driven all the way to Lower Alabama already. But, you think about fish bait, you think about Clarkdale Superette's got all your worms and your minnows. She wouldn't have to dig her own worms.
That's right.
You can go by there. You can go by there in the morning, get you a hot biscuit, get your fishing bait.
Now, they got some good breakfast.
And go by and get you a bucket to sit on. And
then they'll tell you about the fishing report.
That's exactly right. That's right. I didn't even think of that.
Look at
she
that.
might need to be the spokesgirl for the bait shop.
Oh, boy, you got her job since she's unemployed.
I'll work on that.
That'll get her off unemployment. She might not want it.
Hey, we got something big happening tomorrow I thought we needed to share. Whoop.
This is a big day right here.
Garbologist Day. He's lived all year for this.
Lauderdale County. City of Meridian's got their own. This is for the county residents, Lauderdale County. Out there, you can take all kinds of hazmat out there, pesticides, solvent, fertilizers, paint, antifreeze, tires, 5 passenger tires per household, TVs, your needles and all that stuff. Take that out there, get rid of it.
Motor oil.
And they'll show you which can to put it in and take care of it for free.
8 until 2 at the Lauderdale County Agri Center. Come early, bring a lot.
Odie will be out there going through them tires now. Have his penny. See if he get the head. Get the what? You got to see the head on the penny or whatever.
If it's got a little bit, it's good.
Oh, have mercy.
Yeah.
Let's see. I was trying to see what else had happened. Here's something new that they're going to be doing. You know how cruising on the coast is such a huge hit?
Yeah.
They're starting something called biking on the coast, to where they try to attract motorcyclists to the coast to have a big get-together.
Well, they have Jeep in the coast, too. I think that was last weekend.
That ought to be pretty big.
Yeah.
The Mississippi Gulf Coast has a lot going on. I'm proud of them. They really cashed. I was talking with Laura Carmichael yesterday as we talked about tourism for the city of Meridian. And you have to really give them a heads up on realizing that car enthusiasts is a lot of people. And I hope Meridian in our area, because we have a lot of car shows.
They spend a lot of money and they take a lot of pride in what they got.
Yeah. And that's the biggest in the country.
Oh, yeah. The Cruising the Coast is it's booked up
in the country.
from...
But, I mean, you take a look at Mike Goldman, Twin States, the people that, Randy Harrison that do...
Come up in magazines.
Yeah.
We got the best of the best that build
That's
them
exactly
here.
right. That's exactly right.
We were out at Randy's the other day.
Oh, yeah. He was building a big block Chevelle.
Yeah,
wasn't it? Redoing
6970.
Yeah. I mean, all kind of stuff going on. But you know, and it amazes me when they have one of those, you don't hardly ever hear any trouble. You hear of a car show, you hear...
Yep.
You know what I mean? It's kind of like wholesome, good entertainment. Car show, rodeo. There's a couple different things that they have, but you don't ever hear
the greatest
trouble.
show on dirt.
Oh, that's right.
So, yeah, that's something to think on there. But that's coming to the Mississippi Gulf Coast this weekend if you're going to be helping out with that. That's a good deal. What else has gone on across Mississippi?
Wait a minute. The Ag Center. It's not at the Ag Center. It's on Highway 39 at the Road Department.
Is it changed?
It's where the Amnesty Day is. It's at the main Windmill Drive.
They changed it?
It's across from the Northeast Ball Complex.
Okay. Right up the road from there.
In the neighborhood.
North Point.
Well, I sure said it wrong.
Nursing home there.
Windmill Drive.
Windmill Drive. It's at the new one up there on Highway 39. Greg, thank you for saying that.
I didn't catch that.
I didn't either. But yeah, Windmill Drive.
It's just
39.
always been out at the Ag Center, has it not? Isn't that where I got that from?
Mm-hmm. They've had it out there a couple of times. They've had it in different places. But
and folks out there trying to have a horse show or something been real happy when you got everybody out there with their garbage, Scotty Ray.
Oh man,
You're absolutely right there. We got any birthdays, Odie?
Oh, we do got some birthdays. We've got Beth Shannon's got a birthday coming up Sunday. David and Emily Lott has 10-year anniversary. John Keller's got a birthday. Christine Hutchinson Wright's got a birthday. Bailey Ford. Caden Gilbert is 14. And Donald Everett and his twin sister Donna Stewart celebrating 72nd birthday. So happy birthday and happy anniversary to everybody.
As we all know, if you're law enforcement and you ever get taken to jail, it usually is not good for you. We're going to talk about Florida.
What do you think?
Oops.
I got to give this sheriff, he was smart. Florida Sheriff, what is his name here? Okaloosa County Sheriff Marcus Lopez has been arrested for a gambling spree. Entrepreneurship that he started that dealt with gambling that brought in more than $21 million that he has pocketed. Now, again, all allegedly until he's brought to justice. He was hauled away in cuffs this week.
$21 million?
Yes. And illegal gambling.
That's more than that $1.25 poker game we had, ain't it?
Boss Hogg would have loved to know about that scheme.
Wasn't no coin toss against the wall.
Yeah, wasn't nobody throwing quarters to the tape line, was it? $21 million.
As we go, there's a picture of him being hauled away as he was still in uniform when they got him.
He's going to sit back and go, I spent 2 years in the pokey, come out with a pocket full.
Spent $1 million, I got 20 left.
Here's his Lake County, Florida picture there after they put him in jail.
Well,
we don't know the details of his scam, but we got Greg quickly trying to figure this out.
Want to buy a number?
Wow.
21
And there was a lot of things that went on in Biloxi in the 1950s.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that, yeah.
Dixie Mafia, if you read that book, there was a whole bunch of stuff went on. But you know, something I've never understood, maybe somebody explain it to me, a lot of things I don't understand. But Alabama coast, Gulf Shores, Orange Beach, blah, blah, blah. Beautiful white sand, $1 million a square foot.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you get on the Mississippi Gulf Coast, why, and I don't, it may be building regulations, why has nobody built a Phoenix?
Because it's
between
dirty
Biloxi and
water. It's not
Gulfport.
blue.
Yeah.
Isn't that it?
All right, now,
L.A. is starting to get a little darker water over
but,
there.
all right,
But
aren't we smart enough as far as what they call it, hydrology, the study of water or whatever?
Hydrologist.
How do they?
That's a good question.
If
right, so
why
we
it's
got-
the same, it's the
we got
same
the
pond. Why is one
Well, not
beach
really.
dirty, another one?
because we've got the barrier islands,
They got barrier islands.
not like we do out there off the coast of Mississippi.
Well, look to me like we get some of that blue stuff you put in your toilet bowl.
The toddy bowl guy.
and make
used to have that little ship.
I mean, come on, people. I think that's, in my opinion, Mississippi is missing the boat. If you get in your car this scene and drive down the Gulf Shores, well, you can't get there because you're going to sit at Robertsdale or Loxley about 3 hours just trying to get in there.
Before we do all that, let's go down there. Now, they've done a good job with 10 going around everything else, but L.A. down there, they've run out of room.
Right.
You can't widen the road.
The
You can't do
infrastructure's
this, you
not
can't do that.
there.
It's done. So before we build Mississippi coast, which could be bigger than what they've got over there, let's look at these roads. Let's widen these roads.
Prepare for the 50 years from now.
Yes. Let's go ahead and get this set.
Don't be bringing up
then
North
we
Hill
come in.
Street.
Because you think about it, we all remember Gulf Shores. And don't get me wrong, I love it. My wife's down there right now. Good morning to everybody at Doc's Trailer Park. Miss Brenda, you sweetheart.
All our people we love.
But I love it. But it's got the point you can't move. It's bumper to bumper to bumper. And I think that every time, I'm sorry, I see dollars, cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching. And then I see the Mississippi coast and I go, why is this not like that? I thought it was the same pond. I mean, you get on one side of Oak Tibby and Pine Springs looks like Collinsville.
Which store is it that you're going into Gulf Shores to where it comes to the stop sign at the beach and there's their business?
That's the hangout.
Isn't that like That was like orchestrated to be worth a ton, was it?
Yeah,
not?
that was that.
Well, now you got the Pink Pony.
You got the Pink Pony pub that's been there since the 40s, probably. And then to the right, you had Bahama Bob's that's been there.
Down a little
but
bit.
I can remember when there wasn't really anything else. That old
you took
State
a
Run
RV and
Motel.
parked it on the daggone
Well, that was
side
old
itself.
green building, the State Run Motel or whatever they call it.
Yeah.
But there was nothing else hardly at Gulf Shores.
You couldn't
and
give
now I'm
property
telling you,
away.
land is $1 million a square foot. And you cut people who wants that sand. Well, Daddy, they want $500 for 20 acres. Ain't nobody want no sand. Can't feed no cows, grow no peas on no sand. And
That's what you couldn't
Now
give it away.
look at it.
and I don't know if Mississippi coast is holding out. Hey, maybe you 2 or 3
Well, I mean, the
landowners
water-
own all of it, or
Well, you go out there, you walk 100 yards, and you're still knee deep. I mean, there's by the design of our area is not the best for that. Is it a beach? Yes. Could there be some work done? Yes. Barrier Islands is the reason we've got what we've got. But is the potential there? I think so. But we need to stay on top of it. Let's build this better than what they did down there in L.A. Get the infrastructure in place that will be there for 30 years. We've already got a Buc-ee's coming. That ought to tell you something when you get a Buc-ee's in Mississippi. Down there on the coast. But we could do something with it besides casino. It don't even be a bunch of casinos down there.
I just wondered if it was the
really
building regulation. And hey, it's like this: the people that live, that may be exactly what they want. And if it's your land and you want to grow tomatoes on it instead of condos, knock yourself, because we live in a country that you got that right. I just always wondered why it's like you hit a brick wall as far as progress. I guess we'd call it progress, industrialized, commercialized, whatever, and then all of a sudden there's nothing.
Well, there you are. In other news, we hear very little from Connecticut. A guy was trying to get to his job interview, running 132 miles an hour.
What was his interview? Uber driver.
He did not make his interview.
He was going to be there for Nick. You know how Nick was. Your interview was 9. It was 9:01. Thank you. I don't need you.
That's the way it went there. Connecticut,
Oh, man.
he got him a big old ticket and he got to go to jail.
Ooh, tomorrow at 10
132.
a.m., Fleet Reserve has the pulled pork and sandwich plates. You had that hand. Where's it at? Here we go. Right on. Here on. Thump, thump, thump. Barbecue sale June 7th, 10 a.m. So a little bit of everything there. Y'all go down there and support our Fleet Reserve.
On Highway 39 on the right, can't miss it.
Yeah.
Tonight, let's remind you of state game ceremonies beginning at 5 o'clock. We'll go through 7:30 with the flyover and the torch lighting at 7:30.
It's always neat.
We got the Kroom run at 10 a.m. this morning.
Can we play trivia twice next Friday since Julia wasn't here
She
to
wasn't
play
here.
today?
I need to see if there's something that
She'll still claim she won and she wasn't even here.
You know, you're right. I need to see what went on that was big this day before we get out of here. Might be somebody that we. Oh, hey Mo, where'd you get that pretty girl?
Mo and Joe.
Mo Bandy, Joe Stampley born today. Of course, he teamed up with Mo. If you got 10 minutes to fall in love, woo.
Mo Bandy probably made it more.
Yes, he did. He was
than
bigger.
Joe You didn't hear much Joe Stampley music, right?
No, it was Mo Bandy. Mo Bandy, yeah. I'm Bandy.
As far as I know, ain't he still performing?
Yeah, he's still.
Him and Gene Watson and Willie Nelson will perform, I guess, until.
And I have to remind everybody, it is overlooked. Mo Bandy is from Meridian, Mississippi.
That's right.
Never
Bandy, hear his name.
Yeah, never mentioned on anything. You don't see it on nothing in Meridian. And Mo Bandy's big, y'all.
We brought him to Temple Theater not that many years ago.
Yeah.
Could have counted how many people came to a free concert. Free.
Y'all remember this day?
Nobody went. D-Day, 1944. Man, I tell you what, that was a day in history that we should never forget. It should be taught every year in school.
That's one of those things we just couldn't get over, not go without mentioning. One of my all-time favorite singer of all time, moving on over, went number 1 today, 1947, with Hank Williams. Let's see what else happened here. Oh, this, I watched a thing on this the other night. Dolly was introducing him. No, it was Loretta. She said, I want to introduce you to a good friend of mine. And he goes, hello, darling.
Conway Harold Lloyd Jenkins.
June 6, 1970, it went number 1. And today, just as strong.
Yesterday was his birthday.
Sure was.
Not that I keep up with that, but
well, you don't want to overlook stuff. 1974. This was the song that really defined her, that would make her millions upon millions and millions. All about separating from someone, so to speak.
DIVORC.
Close. It was kind of close to that. She had to leave him, and
It's
he had
the other side of
the flashy coats. He had to be left alone to carry on his TV show.
Porter Wagner, I Will Always Love You.
Written for Porter.
Yeah.
Think about that next time you watch the Bodyguard.
Yeah.
Uncle Cracker. His guy was born today.
with his Alligator.
Let's cut back to Greg so you can see that famous look of concern.
Who is Uncle Cracker?
He recut. He's good friends with Kid Rock. He recut Window Up Above, Follow Me, Like a Fish in the Sea. Something else was said there, and he did another country song.
Okay.
You know it, don't you?
Well, he did another country song, Drift Away. He redone Dobie
he's some of
Gray's.
y'all's country genre.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's see here. We don't care about Sex in the City.
Which city?
You'll get shot in this one.
This guy, I want to bring this up. Some people agree with him, some people don't. But it was 25 years ago, and he ain't been home since. He made the decision that he thought every American ought to know that every phone conversation that they made was getting recorded. He blew the whistle, and he would have to defect from the United States. And I'm talking Edward Snowden. Some people agree with what he done, some people don't. They deny that it was even going on, but it was. He told the truth on it, but he's left. He's still in a hotel somewhere and can't come home. This is, even though this guy's a leftist, a great actor, you got to give kudos when they're good at what they do. The Bourne Identity premiered this week. Matt Damon was in that, and that was a good show. You ever watched it, Greg?
No.
Oh, man, it is all over.
Let me tell you, it's a home run.
But he's like Liam Neeson.
Yeah.
Great actors, shoot 'em up in movies, made millions doing that, but don't think anybody ought to own a gun.
Yeah, that's his thoughts there. That's a few of the highlights that happened in history today. There was a lot of other things that went on, but some of the bigger highlights that happened.
Look, you got just as many right today. Oh, wait.
Folks, we want to say thank you for coming in and joining us. Odie, have you found us a Bible verse for this morning?
Well, the Lord has found us something. Let's see what he's going to give us. Mark 8. For whoever wants to save their life will lose it. But whoever loses their life for me and for the gospel will save it. There is another life after this one, and it's living with our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ in heaven. And the way to get there is through Jesus, and he's the only way. They give us a rule book. All we got to do is read the directions on what it takes for everlasting life. Read it. Start reading it today and live by that word. Y'all have a wonderful weekend. We'll see y'all around and about. If you see us, say, hey, we enjoy that. Until then, we'll see y'all Monday. Y'all have a wonderful, wonderful weekend.
I didn't quite understand this comment. Barry said, Scotty Ray, why don't you say hey sometimes? I thought I did, but if I didn't, hey.
Hey. He says hey to Barry. Barry, how are you this morning? Say hey to Barry.
Hey,
he
Barry.
talks to us all the time.
Okay. Hey, Barry.
Yeah.
Oh, is that? Oh, he was saying say his name. Okay,
Yes.
I didn't get that. I thought he
You
meant
can
I didn't say hey.
sometime.
We'll work with him after the show, Barry. Odie's
We'll
got
get
his
there.
board. He'll draw him some pictures.
We appreciate y'all. We will see you somewhere today. Y'all have a great weekend.